Okay, good morning. A warm welcome to you to the ownCloud Conference 2018. Thank you very much for attending, being here. I hope we all together enjoy 4 days of great conference, great talks, great workshops, learning a lot from each other, sharing knowledge. And yes, welcome. So I only have a few words to say, which is we have an excellent Wi-Fi here. The Wi-Fi network is Bayern WLAN. Please use that and don't use your LTE. This might conflict with our video streaming. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, would like to meet somebody, never hesitate. I'm here all the time. You can contact me at any point. I'll be glad to help you and get you connected. My name is Jonathan Kawohl. Yeah. All right. I'll hand over now, and thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tobias. For those who don't know me, I'm the CEO of ownCloud. I've been with ownCloud for just over 2 years now. This is my 3rd ownCloud conference, and I'm more excited than ever to see the growing ownCloud family and the growing momentum. And of course, I'm very excited to be part of the passion of the whole ownCloud team. So yeah, I hope you have a wonderful week here. I think we have a lot of very interesting talks. A lot has been going on in the last 12 months since the last conference. I will talk about that in a moment. And now I hand over to Holger to say hello as well.
Yeah, my name is Holger Dyroff. I'm the chief...
It's on?
It's on.
Okay.
My name is Holger Dyroff. I'm the Chief Product Officer of ownCloud, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to the sponsors of our wonderful conference. So that starts with Univention. Univention does a Linux distribution and identity management server called Univention Corporate Server, and I think there's also a talk, and our standard ownCloud appliance is completely based on Univention. Second, openSUSE. The openSUSE project, I think, is very well known to everybody. I'm still using it on my laptop, of course, after being before ownCloud for 19 years at SUSE. I think we have continued to have great connections. And I'm sure the openSUSE folks who are here will also have the great pleasure to talk to you. And it's wonderful that the desktop client and the server and other things are always packaged for this great project. Then we have a silver sponsor, Boxcryptor. Boxcryptor does a encryption solution for ownCloud as well as other cloud solutions. They're out there, you can talk to them. And then last but not least, Kobano. Kobano is doing an open source groupware solution, and over the conference we'll have some ideas how to integrate with that type of groupware solution in the future to give you a greater overall experience there. And with that, back to Tobias.
Thank you. So also from my side, of course, a big thanks to all our sponsors who helped to make this happen. And of course, before I forget it, John, where are you? Outside? Okay, thanks to John. I will try to say it again later. So our vision and strategy is the same as last year. It hasn't changed. It's ownCloud is the open platform for more productivity and security in digital collaboration. And what that means is that we have 3 pillars that our vision is based on. We are open source, we live open source. This brings innovation, transparency, and customizability. We have security as a focus of our all what we do. We have several different deployment options as a private, hybrid, public, or public cloud. We have 3 layers of encryption. and we have full compliance and audit capabilities. And last but not least, we have a focus on usability, meaning that we are trying to implement consumer-grade usability. We have a web, desktop, and mobile client, and we put emphasis on those clients and the functionality because they are very important for the user experience, and we have full branding capabilities. So what we say is that our main focus is to combine consumer-grade usability with enterprise-grade security. We now have over 25 million users, over 200,000 installations worldwide, and 450 paying enterprise customers. So that's a great success. It's one of the biggest open source projects in the world. And as Gartner recently mentioned, it's the market leader in open source file sharing. So who's been here last year for the last conference? Can you raise your hand? I'd say just over half. So since last year, we have a lot of highlights. We put a great focus on quality assurance. We invested heavily in our QA, in QA automation, and also in our support. And that paid off big time. We have a 60% reduction of reported bugs since last year. I think that's a huge success thanks to Felix and his team and their effort. Yeah. So what we can see is that ownCloud is really getting more mature and really a stable software for production environments. We had 6 ownCloud core releases with innovative functions and bug fixes. We had regular client releases for the desktop, iOS, and Android clients with innovations like Delta Sync and virtual file system. And we have a new offering since roughly 2 months, which is the ownCloud Univention Edition. It's basically a bundling of our, I'd say, a light version of our enterprise product with the Univention corporate server. And this is meant for small to medium-sized businesses without a lot of Linux know-how, and very easy to install and very easy to manage and maintain. It can only be bought in the Univention store and only through partners who will also take over the first and second level support for those solutions. Then we have, and this is very exciting, we have Konica Minolta as an OEM channel. Konica Minolta is kind of transforming from a hardware company to a software company, and they have an umbrella brand, which is Doconi, and this is basically a ECM, enterprise content management software suite, and Doconi Sync and Share is one component of that ECM suite, and this is actually ownCloud under the Doconi brand. And what is very exciting about this is that Konica Minolta will not only sell this offer this in Germany, but also in all over Europe. So right now we are training their sales and pre-sales staff, and they will start selling Doconi Sync and Share very soon. Something we are very proud of is that ownCloud was included in the recent Gartner Magic Quadrant report for CCP. CCP means Content Collaboration Platforms. This is an evolution of enterprise file sync and share. And we are the only open source vendor included in that report, and one of 2 European vendors. All others are US American, and I think one from China. Then we won the Storage Insider Platin Award, means we finished in first place for the 2nd time in a row, also very exciting. We had 60% growth last year over 2016, which is great. We won 60 new enterprise customers within the last 12 months. And last but not least, and finally, I have to say, we launched the ownCloud Foundation. So the ownCloud ecosystem is growing quickly. What I mean by that is that the ownCloud doesn't only consist of the ownCloud software, but we have a whole ecosystem with value-added services around it. We have our own value-added services, for example, our new customer portal, which will be presented by Tom Needham this afternoon. We have third-party value-added services like end-to-end encryption, which was developed by a partner, or the Outlook plugin. We have in that ecosystem our technology partners who have complementary technologies, and we partner with those technology providers to offer a tested and certified solution. And we also put in place third-level support agreements, meaning that customers can be sure that somebody will take care of their problems, even if it's not clear if it's on ownCloud side or the partner side. We have, or we are in the process of building up a service partner network worldwide, so customers can get help in their local time zone and their local language. And we are in the process of building up channel partners, resellers, and system integrators to serve even more customers. We do have a marketplace, as you probably all know. We have now over 70 apps in the marketplace, which give ownCloud users even more functionality and more exciting stuff to do with ownCloud, and to cover more use cases, of course, with ownCloud. So ownCloud today, compared to last year, offers more flexibility and more calibration. Flexibility in the way how you can operate ownCloud. A year ago, we only had the ownCloud as a self-hosted on-premises solution. We added a managed service in your data center to that, so we can offer today to manage your ownCloud or the customer's ownCloud in its own data center or in Amazon, for example. And very new, and this is not officially announced yet, so you are the first ones to hear about it. We will have an ownCloud as a service. It's called ownCloud.online, and this will be launched within the next few days. And we are very, very excited about that, because this really expands the target group for ownCloud. You can now click your ownCloud just like you can click a Dropbox, but you still have, of course, the advantages of ownCloud, meaning that you get your own instance and you can always migrate your ownCloud from our servers, from our data center to your own server or your own data center, which you can't when you use Dropbox, for example. Then we have more ways to collaborate. Then last year we already had Collabora online integration last year. Now we added OnlyOffice, very new, and we will soon also have a Microsoft Office online server integration. Last slide, ownCloud, a win-win community. I had that last year, so I make it very quickly. We have the community and we have the company, and both sides profit from each other. And I added this year, we are united in passion. Thank you. Holger.
Great. So I wanted to go with you as a starter here through a couple of use cases and showcases how different customers use ownCloud in their own settings. And I think you'll see there's a huge diversity in use cases. There is a huge difference in millions of users or hundreds of users. There are enterprise use cases. There are education use cases. It's very spread out. And I want to start and really congratulate the DigiLocker project. They have just reached 15 million users this week. So this is a project which continues to grow in users. The reach is still all the 1 billion plus people who actually live in India. It's a government-run project, which is basically a citizen service portal for documents. So you can have your driver's license there, so you don't have to carry it around anymore as an original, etc. Yeah, it's a secure cloud-based platform for storage and sharing of all kinds of documents, and it's also integrated with the India unique ID and other means of identification and authentication of the citizens. Second use case is a large German company. It's in the automobile space, a company called ZF. They're sitting in Friedrichshafen as well as in America. They have about 120,000 employees worldwide. They have an enterprise-wide usage across Europe, Asia, and the United States. So every employee has, if he has any type of sharing need, access to ownCloud. Their full board and executive management is using ownCloud on a mostly daily basis. We got strong user experience input from this type of customers. One example I pointed out here is the split we did in ownCloud X for the internal shares versus the public shares in the user interface. That was coming from huge industry input who said, my user really needs to know if it's a normal share internally or if it's really public. So we need to make this separation in the user interface. So that's really coming from those type of customers, as well as the file classification, which I think there is a larger talk on tomorrow by Patrick. And they also plan to use the Microsoft Office Online Server for their future collaboration and collaborative editing. Second example, or third example, SurfNet. SurfNet is an organization of education and healthcare in the Netherlands. They have more than 50,000 users which are active today. They're also here at the conference, so if you want to talk to them and have them share their experience, just approach them. They are using Collabora Online for their collaborative editing needs and document creation, and they're a huge user of the Shibboleth and XAML integration we provide. Next quick showcase from RNet. They're not here this year because they have all their data centers in Australia, and I hope maybe they're on the live stream or watch it afterwards. They have data centers really across all of Australia. They have a strong high-performance compute use case as well as an education and, of course, university administration staffing use case. They did hit a record by hitting the ownCloud server with 12,000 files in a second. They needed a new database server afterwards because it kind of did not fulfill this need, but when they added that to the environment, it worked, which was kind of a surprise to me, I must say, because it was not tested before, but that's possible. However, they're talking with us now about making this even more scalable, hitting ownCloud with even more files, and some of the storage discussions, which you will see ongoing throughout the conference, are inspired by them and their needs. They have more than 10,000 active users. And then last year at the conference, they did a great talk about their software delivery platform based on ownCloud, Wind River. They have an embedded Linux distribution as well as other software for embedded industry needs. They do automated sharing of software releases, which are many 100,000, and they do this automated via their ERP system, and they're using the Share API and other things we did for them inside ownCloud. They have an automated expiry of such shares when subscriptions run out. And they also heavily use the sync client in order to sync all of those releases on premises to their customers, which might need those at any time in the defense industry, etc. And defense, yeah, that's a great point. This is one of the stronger industries for us right now. And they have one particular interesting use case, which is full autonomous operation. This means an operation of a file sync and share service together with collaborative editing and other things with no internet connection present, which is something a lot of offerings like ShareFile from Citrix or OneDrive, etc., can just not do. They also very interested in the offline functionalities we're building into the different clients or already have. They ask us about certificate-based authentication, and they run ownCloud inside OpenShift, Kubernetes, or Azure Stack, and other cloud platforms to run many installations at the same time. And in regards of running many installations at the same time, my record breaker there is probably one of the German states. They provide ownCloud for all of the municipalities in this state. That's more than 2,000. They use Docker containers, which are created by us. So we deliver them the complete ready-made Docker container for their particular use case. They are going to manage this with Kubernetes going forward. They are using and strongly looking into S3 object storage as a backend. And of course, for them, the GDPR was very, very important. And that's why, and for other customers, we did some additions to our product in that regards. And I have a talk about that this afternoon. And with that, I really want to ask you to share your showcase and what you do with ownCloud with the people here at lunch, in the evenings, at sessions. So share these views, learn from others, and of course from all the great talks we're doing, and really have fun today.